Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. This is a very sad news. An influencer has been shot dead. She is a TikTok influencer and well known by a lot of people. She also liked to share saucy images online. She was shot by her own husband in front of their daughter during an argument over a TikTok video she had posted, which the husband wasn't comfortable about it and he didn't like the saucy video she had posted, and they got into an argument which led into him shooting her. Her husband is also said to have committed suicide at the family barbecue in the district of Noval in Brazil. The lifeless bodies of Alejandro Antonio, who is 41 years old, and Eleni, who is 35 years old, were found on the back porch of the rural property where the barbecue took place. Elena's body was found with at least 14 gunshot wounds, and her right arm was apparently broken. Also, Antonio's body, that's her husband, was found with a single gunshot to his head. And the gun was actually seized by the police, and a number of bullets and a spare magazine was found close to the bodies. It was reported that the couple's 6-year-old daughter witnessed the incident and she was later taken in by their relatives. It was said that the couple argued about one of the clips, that's one of the saucy clips that Elena had posted on TikTok. However, the information has not been explained or brought out in the open fully. But close friends who are close to her said they fought a lot, even in public, that the couple, they were always fighting a lot in public. Elena was a Brazilian, and it's not clear if Alejandro was also a Brazilian or he is from Portugal. And her TikTok page has over 58,000 followers. And the busty influencer used the platform to post regular short clips of herself, often in revealing outfits. However, violence against women is also a serious problem in Brazil because they've been going through this for a very long time, with a 2015 study which has shown that women is the victim of domestic violence every 7 minutes in South American nation, and they're trying to see how they can curb this. And more than 70% of the country's female population will suffer some kind of violence during their lifetime, while 1 in every 4 women will report being a victim of psychological or physical violence. And also, same thing, last year, a Brazilian personal trainer was stabbed to death in a row with her neighbors when she spotted them filming her, with witnesses saying that the neighbor's husband inflicted the fatal wound. And following month, another Brazilian woman died after being shot in the face by a stranger in the market. You can see that some of these Brazilian women are being faced with very serious domestic violence acts upon them. It's very, very serious, and at the same time, the Brazilian government is not taking it lightly at all. They are trying to source out for people who are into this kind of an act, that's men that are into the act of domestic violence against women. Because some women are suffering right now, a lot of women all around the world, not just in South America, all around the world, lots of women are suffering from this domestic violence. Some of them are suffering from psychological domestic violence. Some of them, they are not being hit at all, but the psychological trauma they're actually going through right now in their homes with their husbands is terrible. Some of them are going through emotional abuse. Some of them are going through physical abuse. You can see some of them with swollen eyes, swollen faces, injuries, broken ribs, broken arms as a result of domestic violence from their husbands. And it's so terrible. Fine, from all indication, if the husband didn't like what the wife was doing, I guess it would have been better for Alejandro to just tell his wife calmly that he is not comfortable with this. And since they said that Alejandro and were always engaged in a fight, there would have been a pause for a while so that they can either go for counseling or see a therapist, because the friends were actually confirming that they even fight in public and they were always fighting. So it was obvious that the marriage wasn't even a peaceful marriage. There was problems all along, and to an extent probably this man might have exhibited some qualities of domestic violence, because he can't just wake up in the middle of the day and decide to just shoot his wife. 14 bullet shots were found and with a broken arm. So you can imagine that this woman must have even gone through a very serious pain before she finally died. It's very, very painful to see things like this, horrible things like this happening. It's not good at all. Especially you see some women that are really suffering in their husband's home. Some are even afraid to speak up, so you can't even know what's happening, and some end up being killed in the process because of fear of speaking out for their lives. Some are scared for their children. They don't want to lose their kids, so they're afraid to speak up so that the husband either don't eventually kill them and they lose their kids. So some will decide to stay back and endure all the pain so that they can still be with their kids. You know, most women have very tender hearts when it has to do with their children. They are ready to even give up their lives for their kids. So some of them would rather stay in this pain, agony they are going through with their husbands or their spouse, just for them to be able to still take care of their children. Because you can imagine, you as a mother, you are alive, and then you are being thrown out of your house and another woman comes in to take over your own kids. It's a pain. So no woman would want to see that. They rather stay and endure the pain they are going through rather than letting another woman take over their home. But I don't think that is okay, because these women, some of them are suffering a lot. You keep on suffering this pain and eventually it will lead to death. And at the end, you won't be there to take care of your kids. So it is better. It's either you secretly tell somebody to call for help if you don't want to do it yourself, so that your husband or your spouse will not get to find out that it's you and then kill you or harm you more. There are different ways you can secretly do it. You could slip a note, write something in a note, slip it under someone else's door or your neighbor, or write something by the window. Just create a little bit of awareness so that someone will know what you are going through, and then they will come to your rescue. It is better you're away from the home, even with your kids away, than sticking your neck there and eventually you hear that this person is gone. That's what happens to some of these women who don't have anybody to come to their rescue or who don't speak up. At the end is their corpse you will come back to see, and it's not good, because now your kids will be left without a mother. And it's always good for a mother to be there, and the father. Both parents are good to see their children grow up together. But notwithstanding, please, some men that are into domestic violence, some men are so angry to the point that they don't even want to remember that this is the mother of their kids. They don't even want to remember what you guys have been through together. At the wake of that anger, they take drastic decisions which will be harmful to both you and your children, and these don't help at all. Please, men that are engaging themselves into domestic violence, some, you don't beat your wife, but you give them physical, psychological trauma, you give them psychological abuse, emotional abuse. It's as good as killing the person too. Disease from it. Please treat these women like they are your own daughters. Maybe you should put it in that form. I should put it like that. Treat them like they are your own daughters. It will help you to even have compassion on them, and you would treat them with a soft hand and not a hard hand. Because these women are also human beings. They deserve love. They deserve care. They deserve to be pampered. You see, a woman's body is battered like you were punching a boxing bag. No, they are human beings. They are people's children. These are people's daughters too, sisters. They are out there to also have a life, happy life with their husbands, and not be in a home where they don't have freedom, they are caged, they are beaten up all the time. No, please, so men that are into this, you know yourself, this is from it. At the end, you just end up killing this woman. And some of these men, when they do these things, they realize what they've done is wrong. They'll prefer to kill themselves and go to jail and spend the rest of their lives in jail. That's why you see that some of these men, after they have killed their wives in the process of carrying out this domestic violence, they end up killing themselves too. Look at Alejandro decided to kill himself because I'm sure he didn't want to spend the rest of his life in jail, or he didn't want to get caught up with this particular horrible act that he has committed. And after killing Cantalupe, he decided to kill himself. But all of this should come to an end. Please, for those of you engaging in it, men, please desist from it. And for women, please, those of you that are engaged in this domestic violence, you're suffering, you're in pain, you're being beaten, and no one is coming to your rescue because you've not spoken up. Please, you don't have to come out in public to speak up. There are some helplines. Help is just a call away. There are some helplines you can call. They will just be at your doorstep the next minute. And if you don't want them to even let your husband know that you called them, you could let them know, and they have a way to help you too, because they know once your husband gets to find out before they get there, something else may happen to you. So all those people too, they're good with their jobs. They know what they will do to avoid you getting implicated. So please call out for help. Try as much as you can to signal someone somewhere, somehow, to let the person know that you are going through something terrible and you need to be saved. Please don't take because you don't want another woman coming into your house and then you stay there, and at the end of the day, you end up being killed. If that happens to you, who then will take care of your kids that you are staying back for, and you don't want anything to happen to them? You need to be alive to be able to take care of your kids. And for you to do that, you need to please speak up. Please speak up and say something so that someone somewhere would know something is happening to you and they will come to your rescue. Don't keep quiet until it gets to the point where they come and see your corpse. Always remember, even if kids are not involved, always remember that the longer you stay in the domestic violence home or marriage, the shorter your lifespan. Because definitely it will end up in one person killing the other, or both couple end up dead, and that's not what anybody wants at all. If therapy, counseling is not working and he keeps on hitting you, or you're going through a domestic violence, emotional, psychological, physical, please call for help right away. Don't wait till the next day, because the next day may be your last. You wouldn't know. Please. And also, it also goes two ways. There are some men that are also suffering domestic violence, although it's not as rampant or as many as that of the women on women in their marital homes or in their relationships. However, if you are out there, you're a man going through domestic violence, please report. Call out for help and don't wait until it gets too late. But it's rare to see domestic violence in the case of men, in the sense that the woman is the one punching the man and the man is just there and being beaten up. No, most times men are stronger than the women and they overpower them physically. So it's rare you see that a man is being punched and beaten severally from or by his own wife. In the cases of men, you find out that it's either psychological abuse or emotional abuse from their wives, not physical, not really physical. It's rare, except you see a woman who would just maybe on her own pick up a gun and decide to kill the man, but not giving him physical abuse, like beating him up. It could happen in some cases, but notwithstanding, if you are in that kind of a position, please open up your mouth, speak up, and make a report before it gets too late. It's more common with that of a woman. You see, most women, or some women, they are living in fear. They are living under pain. You can see some will come out, you see their eyes swollen, battered faces, body or ribs, some part of their body is damaged as a result of domestic violence. Please don't keep quiet. Don't wait until it gets too late. You may never have the time to report because you may not be alive to speak up and say something. While you are still alive, say something, especially if you have kids and you still want to see yourself take care of these kids. Please don't wait until it has gone beyond repair, beyond anybody even hearing you. Speak up once you perceive or you see it happening. Say something to somebody so that you can get the help. And even if kids are not involved, your life is also important. Please call for help immediately. However you do it, try and make sure someone hears and know what you are going through so that they can come out to rescue you from that kind of a marriage or relationship. It will not pay that you keep quiet and at the end your family members are coming to carry your corpse away. No, please call for help immediately. Don't wait until it has gone so far. And always learn to settle issues amicably. For both the husband and the wife, seek counseling or go to a therapist. Consult your church elders. Consult family members. Both families can all sit together. Try to seek for ways to mend issues in your marriage. Please. And again, for some women who are married and they still get themselves involved into acts that are not proper as a married woman. You as a married woman, you know what you should do that would not stain your image as a wife and as a mother. You know, there are certain things that you shouldn't be doing out in the public or in the open as a married woman, except your husband consents or agrees with it. But in a situation where you know that this is not even proper as a married woman for you to come out in the open to do, and then your husband disagrees with it, please, it is better you put that thing to a stop as soon as you observe or know that your husband is not okay or satisfied with it, because you're already married. However, it's like you are living your life for your husband and your kids, and you need to portray very good examples for your kids to follow after you, because anything you do, your kids are watching and they would follow. And then you have a husband in the house, also respect the fact that you are already married and you have a husband whom you should respect and listen to in situations where you're doing some things that are inappropriate. You know better as a mother and as a wife what you shouldn't do in the open anymore when you are married. If you're single, you are not restricted, you're not married, then you can go ahead to do anything. It's your own body. But once you are married, there should be restrictions. You should not just go out there and expose a lot of things that don't need to be exposed as a wife and as a mother. Please, it should also be a lesson for every other person. Except in a situation, some men, they are okay with it. You can go out there, open up whatever you wish to. They don't care. They are still okay with it. But some don't like it. They are not satisfied with that kind of exposures, and they feel you should cover up because you're already married to him. So please, to avoid issues like this happening again, listen and know what your husband likes when it has to do with exposures. It doesn't mean not working. No, it's a different thing entirely. Exposing yourself out there, your whole body out there when you are still married and your husband is not okay with it. Please, for peace to reign, it's better you stop. And there are other ways of you carrying out yourself or presenting yourself to entertain people. There are other decent and better ways you can do it. So please, avoid problems from where you know it's coming from. Put it to a stop so that issues like this would not come up. Maybe if only she had listened at first, but there's no need for flashing back. It's just for people who are engaging in acts like this, and you're married and your husband is not okay with it. Please desist from it. At least you, as a mother, as a wife, should know better what you should be doing and what you shouldn't do anymore, since you are already building your own home and your own family. And everybody, most parents want their kids to follow a good legacy, a good example. So what example are you giving to your kids, or what example or legacy do you want to leave behind for your kids? Because they are always watching. Whatever the parents are doing, they are watching, and they end up doing exactly what you do in most cases. So avoid all of this kind of an incident happening or occurring. Please avoid all of this. Women, please, those that don't listen to their husbands when they are not okay with certain things they are doing, when it has to do with their body exposures, please listen. Some men don't even take it lightly. They are ready to go to any length to ensure that you stop. And he went to the extreme. Killing her was never an option. It was not the best solution to stop her from doing what she was doing that he didn't like. There would have been other ways, but not killing her, breaking her arm. All of that was not necessary at all. Now both lives are lost, and it was just not the right way for anyone to go about things like this. Please, if you have anything to say regarding this, please leave that down at the comment section below. Once again, may the souls of Alejandro and Cantalupe rest in perfect peace with the Lord. And may Almighty God protect their daughter and let her be in safe hands. And may God console their family members, friends, and every other person that knew this couple. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please, for those that have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Once again, thank you. God bless you all.